I finally believe we've gotten all of the information we're gonna get before the release of version 1.6. Mr. Ape has informed us that the update is in the bug fixing stage and should be coming out soon. So one more time, let's go over everything we know so far. The first time we learned about the 1.6 update was from a small tweet saying it wasn't going to be too big, just focused on modding updates. He also mentioned that there would be a few new dialogues. As far as the modding updates go, you can check out all of the changes on the wiki page dedicated to it. There's a lot of nitty-gritty details that I'm not nearly versed enough in mod making to explain it all. There are a few notes on this page that will apply to all players. On the map, player locations will now be exact instead of just appearing at the middle of whatever area they're in. Farm computers will now give you information about whatever area they're placed in. Currently, they only give you information about the default farm. We'll be able to move our farmhouse and pet bowl just like any other building. And the item ID system is getting overhauled. Basically, all items will now have a unique global ID. And while it's not confirmed, this is probably going to fix all of the problems of items having overlapping IDs, allowing you to do things like put a yellow couch into a loom, or use a green wallpaper instead of a prismatic shard in the Lost bundle. Things like that. A little while later, we got another tweet simply saying Iridium Scythe. People went nuts. Over the next few months, we got drip-fed small details, new festivals, new items, secrets. He replied to one tweet asking about a take out and put everything in button for chests, and he said he might put it in as long as it doesn't clutter the UI too much. Dig spot spawn rates for Ginger Island West will be improving. That's how you get the infamously rare snake vertebrae for golden walnuts. He's considering the possibility of giving your dog a treat, and we got our first image of the update in September, a golden bird sitting atop a Joja-themed stand at this spot of Ginger Island, just west of the volcano. My guess is this could be some alternative to the golden walnut hunt, similar to the Joja membership being an alternative to the community center. Then we got our first huge info drop. This image lists a bunch of additions coming in 1.6. And this is around the same time we realized that this wasn't a small update. I've gone over it in depth before, so I won't linger for too long. We're getting 3 new festivals, new late game content for each skill, new items, Joja alternatives to late game quests, which I believe is referring to this bird from before, winter outfits for villagers, possibly inspired by the very popular seasonal outfits mod. We can see Jas and Sebastian's winter outfit at the bottom here. New types of rewards from the billboard quests. 8-player multiplayer on PC, which technically was already possible without mods, but now it's official. And a new farm type, which is huge. There's been a lot of speculation about what the farm type could be. The most popular theory is a huge 8-player farm, similar to the Four Corners farm when multiplayer initially dropped in version 1.4. Personally, I'm cheering for a swamp-themed farm. There's also a ton of new sprites here. This looks like a new fruit. I thought these looked like amber, but most other people think it's some kind of egg. Some sort of new machine related to fish. A bush. The popular theory for this totem is it's to force a good luck day, which personally I believe is the most boring possibility, so I'm hoping that it's a warp to a new type of area. Drinky. This looks like a bundle of arrows to me, so maybe bows could be added in addition to the slingshots. Some sort of ticket, a mystery box, a mystery man, and 3 different frogs. And to me, this screams a new coop animal. The only other animal we have multiple variations of are the chickens. And then the last image that many may have missed is this tree in the bottom left. This looks like a swampy type of tree. It's part of the reason why I think the new farm is going to be a swamp. And it is different from the types of trees that we have in the existing swamp-like areas. And that covers all of the information that was out last time I made a video. From here on out, it's all new. We'll be able to put hats on our cats and dogs. Interestingly, only 2 of these hats are currently in the game. For the other 2, there's hats that are similar, but there's no perfect matches. In October, he tweeted this innocent image of wild horseradish juice of all things, but hey, what's that? That doesn't seem to be like anything currently in the game. From here on out, he's going to be making a habit of hiding things just off screen. And I can't help but feel like the scythe is specifically put there for some reason as well, but I couldn't tell you why. A few days later, we got giant key fruit. Giant key fruit. In December, we got Big Chest, accompanied by a stone Big Chest.
Now, originally I did think that this item was something we haven't seen before, but that's definitely just a scythe. Does make you wonder why it's in both images though.
We also got confirmation that the Big Chest will still work with the workbenches. He posted this image for Christmas, and while I don't see anything new, at this point I'm just suspicious. And then this image on the other hand, we have a lot to unpack. So this appears to be a New Year's Eve festival, right? Wrong. A little while after this image released, one of the people who works for Concerned Ape, and before you ask, no, they don't work on the game, they work on other stuff. They came out to say that this isn't a new festival, and to instead focus on the individual parts of the image. Before we do that though, we have to ask, what is this image? How did they get everyone gathered down on the beach if there isn't any festival? My theory is that this will be a sort of photo mode where you can place people and items wherever you want, and this is supported by the fact that everyone happens to be standing perfectly on a grid. Normally in game, they don't. Now let's take a look at the individual details. All of these characters on the left are wearing their brand new winter outfits. These lamps on the ground are the decorative lamps that are already in game. However, they can't normally be turned on, and it looks like that's gonna change. These fireworks are completely new, kinda. They're currently an unused asset in the files of the game. There's also purple and teal variants of them in the files, which will probably also be used. Seems like we're going to get a new type of sign that can display text instead of images. This mystery box that was actually in the previous image makes a return, and I have no idea what that could mean. And the cow. I don't know about the cow. We were told to specifically pay attention to this cow, but it's a cow. We already have cows. This is a more realistic cow. Honestly, originally I thought it was just made for this image specifically and wasn't going to actually be in the game. But now the cow is important apparently. And that was our final major info drop, but there is still a little more. The update will probably come to PC first, but he doesn't want the delay for console and mobile to be nearly as large as 1.5 was. It will have a 2024 release date, which at this point is pretty obvious. He recommends that you start up a new save for the update. Everything will still work fine if you don't, but some events will be taken out of context and you're going to unlock everything pretty much all at once. I assume there's probably things that are meant to be unlocked at specific times, such as the very beginning of year 2 or after you complete the community center, things like that. And we got some emergency last second tweets because he just does not stop. Someone asked why the map doesn't change with the season, which he responded to with the sunglasses emoji. I think we all know what this means. And then someone asked if Terraria was going to get anything for 1.6, and while that sounds like an odd question, back in 1.5, Terraria also got an update to include a blue chicken and a summonable Junimo. So it seems like Terraria will be getting something else. And then, the final tweet. The 1.6 update was larger than he originally planned, but is now in the bug fixing and polishing phase, and it should be out soon. And even if it isn't, look at this man. Look at everything he's added to the game for free purely out of passion for improving the game and doing right by the players. He often replies to individual issues to try and help solve the problem, sometimes even asking for the save file so he can go in and fix it himself. If anyone has earned a little grace, it's him. This is going to be the last time I'll update you before 1.6 releases. If we do end up getting any more information before the release, I'll probably tweet about it or make a short. Hope to see you when it comes out. And good night.